Welcome to another episode of Dear ADHD Family Coach with Leslie Josel.
I really wasn't sure I was going to put this one in, but I kind of feel it needs to be talked about. I feel like it's the 64,000, well, no, it's like the 600-pound gorilla in the middle of the room or elephant in the room. I don't remember what the thing is or the expression is. But I have a lot to say on this. So here's what I'm going to say. How can I get my child to avoid distractions while working online? Now, I know that your kids are online. I know they need their computers, but they don't need everything when they're doing homework, right? They don't need TikTok. They don't need, all those other things. So my response to you all right now is a very simple and straightforward one. And this is a parenting thing. Your child's EF actually gets in the way here, right? They're bored, they're losing focus, it's that impulsivity, and they're going to go look for something that's going to fill them up and make them feel good. So, I can't do math anymore. You know what? I'm just going to go and see what else is going on. But what I get from a lot of you is this giving upness of like, I don't even know what they're on. I don't even know what they watch. And I'm like, I'm sorry. And I know I sound a little tough, but I'm laying down the parenting law. It is your job to know what your child is doing online. It's your job to set the parameters. It's your child's job to negotiate them. I think that is like the utmost importance. I don't care if your child is 8 or 18, right? If they're living in your house, you still have control, right? Now, obviously, you're going to have a lot more control over an 8-year-old than you do over an 18-year-old, but you must get educated. You must get a sense of what it is your child is doing online. You have to, and you have to set the rules of your house. And a lot of us give up, and I'm like, it scratches my head because some of us have non-negotiable rules for other things, right? We never give up on them. We don't give up on sleep, on when they have to go to bed or things that we want done in the morning. But when it comes to this whole online thing, we're like, I can't deal with it. And I'm here to tell you, you have to deal with it. You have to have clear and specific controls. You have to have rules, and you have to have consequences for the screen time in your house. So here's the thing you might also want to do. You might want to have some, like what I call blackout hours in your house, where your child is not online and only online for the schoolwork that they need. And I know we talk about this a lot, you can put some parental controls on the computers as well if you are seeing it becoming a real issue. Now, here's where I sit on parental controls. And you can and we have all of these parental controls on our site. I do not have a problem for parent controls when your child is in elementary and middle school and even maybe lower high school. I feel once your child hits 10th grade, there shouldn't be no parent control on their computers. And what I mean by parent controls are like those, apps that block websites. And here's what I'm going to tell you. When your child leaves your house after high school, whether they go to work on their own or whether they go to college, there is going to be no one hanging over their head telling them that they need to get off their phones, they need to get off certain websites. It's only going to be more pervasive for them. And there's going to be nobody nudging or nagging them behind them. There isn't. So that willpower muscle, which is part of our EF muscle, right? That impulsivity, that willpower needs to get stronger. So I really feel that your child, when they hit high school, about 10th grade, really needs to start building that muscle on their own without there being controls limiting their usage. Because trust me, they're going to either be at work or they're going to be in college, and there's going to be a million things that are going to distract them. And they're going to have to dig down in here and say to themselves, I cannot be on like this website anymore. I can't be on my phone anymore. I need to get into deep flow and get my work done. Or I can't go with Leslie to go get frozen yogurt, or I can't go with Sam over to the fraternity house, or I can't go get a coffee from my job for an hour. They're going to have to learn that. And the only way to learn that is to throw them in. So if we're protecting them, this is for high school kids, with those parent controls, they're not going to be learning how to build up that muscle. So that's another thing I really believe in. The other thing is I would really sit down here and talk with your child. Is it affecting their academics? Is it affecting, there are kids that, yes, maybe homework should be taking 2 hours and they go on their, websites for a little bit. So it takes them 3 hours, but their grades are still great. They're still doing well. I don't know if I think I'd be okay with that. So I want to give you my opinion as well. And then the last thing I want to say on here is most children should be out of their bedrooms doing work and having them in a little more central located environment. And we talked about that body doubling. We talked about being in other rooms of the house actually does help to take down all that website usage. And the last thing I want to say is sit down with your kid, particularly if they're older, and have a conversation and ask them, how much time do you think you should be on your computer? How is you going to other websites affecting your work? You'd be surprised by some of those answers.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. And if you want to be notified when a new Dear ADHD Family Coach episode drops, make sure to hit that subscribe button.